Welcome back, everyone, to this next series of the day. It is, of course, Eager versus Warpath, Seed 1 versus Seed 2 in this series. It is on the left side of your screen. We have the side of Eager from the second seed, Reptile on Barrack, ShadeeyShades on Pip, Nomster on Fernando, Bitey on Ruckus, and Awry on that Drogos pick. Who do we have on the other side of things, Vox?
Well, it's of course Warpath, and we have SuhhhKyle on that Pip, Rude on Cassie, Smidgen on Fernando, stolzey on Barrack, and doesupz on Ruckus. We do have a slight correction that it is Seed 3 versus Seed 3. Hold on, I'm having something else come through. No, Seed 2 versus Seed 3. Excuse us for that little mishap on the scoreboard earlier, but the fight is breaking around the Igloo point, but as per usual, we actually see a lot of fighting going on around Waterfall. Getting the high ground is Eager, but immediately wiped out is Bitey, taking a shot to the face by Rude, but all of Warpath starting to drop low. We'll see if they can mount a comeback.
They're starting to drop low, but the flanks coming through from Smidgen and the rest of the team push forwards. doesupz finds the first kill onto ShadeeyShades. stolzey picks up Awry as well. Smidgen, he's not even touched by that Fernando in his back. Reptile and Nomster, the last men standing, as it actually looks like Bitey able to rejoin the fray, but the point definitely in the hands of
Warpath right now, it appears to be, because I wouldn't say that Eager have an easy job getting back onto this point. All of Warpath grouped up right now. Their scout ultimate has been popped, and actually Rude is running that Fatal Sign 4 build, so 20% increased damage dealt to all members of Eager whilst that scout ultimate is available. And Warpath just dominating this early point control. Reptile wiped out there. Smidgen with a double kill at the end of that Fernando. And the first capture point of this game one will go to the side of Warpath.
And I tell you what, at the start of today in this first series, I saw that Cassie pick coming through on both sides and thought to myself, okay, here's the NA meta, right? We're seeing Cassie instead of Drogos. And I wasn't sure if I was a fan of it as much. Jeez, that expectorate from Awry, what was that? Double kill coming up straight away from that. That was a disgusting play, but I didn't know whether I liked the Cassie over the Drogos, but now I'm able to see, of course, that we're seeing Eager pick up that EU kind of meta with Drogos, and NA pick up their own meta on the side of Warpath with Cassie. I think I actually prefer the Cassie over the Drogos, because the shots are just easier to land, the damage is just way more consistent, and I mean, Warpath right now, they're pushing up, they take the high ground control, doesupz with a great hexafire. It's just Awry left on this one, and he's going to be taken out of the air.
Oh yeah, shot down by stolzey with that hard-to-miss Barrack rifle right there. Nomster in the backline, trying to keep everybody busy for a second. The payload has been successfully stalled out as Nomster is forced to pop the Immortal Ultimate. Reptile going to place down a barricade to help keep him alive for just a second, but on the backside, SuhhhKyle is actually going to be able to drop some shots down. No! Spotted out by Reptile's turret, will eventually fall, and the payload successfully stalled at the entrance to Eager's base right now. There is a hexafire popped there by, it's popped there by Bitey, but Reptile getting credit for a triple kill on the backside of that, and Eager will be able to buy themselves some breathing room and stall for just a moment.
Not even with a turret or a mega turret there. Reptile picks up the triple kill with just the rifle. What a god.
You want to talk about something real quick?
That's KS Commander level right there, actually.
Can we take a look at the scoreboard real quick? Because we didn't actually remark on burn cards as soon as we got into the first game. And I'm seeing 4 Rekka pickups. It's the Kangana strats on this side of Warpath Gaming right now, coming up against Bitey's Warden build, increasing that emitter health. And it's just falling a little bit flat compared to all the damage to shields coming out of the side of Warpath Gaming, if I'm no doubt. Now, Eager have popped a mega turret on the payload just to keep it safe for a moment. There's 17 seconds left in. The respawns are starting to come back in, but so are the kills on the side of Eager. Eager going to keep this payload successfully defended by the looks of things, and I doubt it's going to take into overtime for long.
No, it doesn't look like it actually go into overtime at all, as the rest of Eager push forwards, aggressively holding the Warpath team away and stuck in their spawn point. And that's the defense going through successfully for the side of Eager. They pull themselves back into this one. 1 point to 2. They will get that 200 credit bonus from the defense, and that actually will give them the burn card advantage for this next round, which is we've spoken about it in this current patch, how you have a very limited window where in a game you can have a burn card advantage, and it's always in this second round. Eager, they'll come forwards with it in this next one.
But they only pick up 2 sets of blast shields, and I wonder how that's going to let them fare versus Cassie, as Rude able to dish out a ton of damage and be very effective in the last fight. Nomster straight onto the point. That is a mega turret actually popped by stolzey, but it's all immune by the shields. Oh, doesupz though with a hexafire on the backside, looks to drop some damage onto Drogoz in midair, but the disengage from Iga is good enough to keep them safe for now. Now Smidgen under a lot of fire as Fernando does pop shield, keeping himself safe for a while. And up on the top side of Waterfall, up on those balconies, Rude and SuhhhKyle able to drop arcing shots down onto
Awry
all of Iga.
does not connect with the Dragon Punch, goes straight past, swing and a miss, not able to pick up any of the kills either. stolzey does get a kill onto Nomster, but now the return kill's coming through. Rude takes down Bitey, Awry falls as well, and Reptile, despite so many being low, wasn't able to find anyone as doesupz wipes him out of the window.
And it's not quite a repeat of the Kangana versus Ronin game we saw yesterday, but there's a clear dominant side in this particular game right now, and it is absolutely Warpath Gaming, as Iga just don't seem to have an answer for what they're able to put out with this Cassie. We're seeing disengage being so effective right now compared to where's the Dragon Punch coming through from Awry? Where are the big expectorate shots? And there we go, there's a disengage on the point, allowing Nomster to be knocked up into the air, capturing the point for Warpath Gaming, who will now lead 4 points to 1 over Iga.
And so many of the Warpath side there in that last fight were so low. Reptile, I thought, was going to come up big with a great flank, but he wasn't able to find any of the kills. And Warpath, they clean up despite being so low.
Now going to start pushing the payload. Smidgen going to be escorting that one around as Fernando. As down short, we see all the members of Warpath sort of head round, sit behind a barricade, and just look to poke out Iga, making the full push a little bit easier. Nomster up on the high ground right now as the Fernando. Bit of an awkward place for him to be. Awry coming through under fire as through the caves comes half of Warpath right there. Awry going to take a lot of damage, but Nomster able to pick up a kill on the backside as he goes around for the assassination. Completely immunes all the damage from that hexafire from doesupz with a great shield right there. Is going to be in a very sticky situation, forced to completely disengage, but Iga putting on a dominating defense right now, completely counter to their earlier point control, which was rather lacking.
And defense coming out strong for the side of Iga yet again, but you know, we've seen this time and time again. You cannot win by just defending in this game. You have to, something has to give somewhere. You have to win at least once on these points, and Iga, they might be making a good defense right now, but they're going to need to do something better.
Oh, they're going to need to, absolutely. One thing they're going to have to do is Awry is going to have to hit that Dragon Punch onto a high priority target, but Scout Ultimate was popped on the side. Take it away, because that caught me completely by surprise.
What a great shot there by Awry. He picks up the triple kill. Mega turrets popped on both sides, and it's just Smidgen left on this payload, and he gets burned down, melted away. And Awry, quadra kill for him. That came out of nowhere.
I heard the Scout ultimate popped by Cassie right then. Rude looking to assist his team, who are all going to be able to deal 20% increased damage to the side of Iga. But then Awry hits that expectorate explosion. It caught me completely off guard right there. So Iga able to mount a successful defense. Got Warpath having one last chance to push this payload all the way through. Ultimates are charging on each side, but Ultimates actually ultimate advantage to the side of Iga right now. And I bet that they'll want to retain those for next capture point to use those to their advantage. What they need to do now is avoid letting Warpath charge their ultimates more than the bare minimum amount.
They need to still make sure this payload doesn't just push through either. Awry gets taken down, Nomster finds a kill onto Kyle, Reptile does take down doesupz, and that's a high priority carry down. Shades does pick up the last one onto Rude, and it'll just be Smidgen left trying to keep this into overtime, but he'll drop down as well. Ultimate charges all up for the side of
almost all up.
Iga. Almost all up. We're missing
3 up. ShadeeyShades pretty much there. We'll definitely be up by the time the catch point is charged.
Reptile will be the only one without his, so we're missing the mega turret on this. On the other side of things, Warpath, they've got that evil mojo and Immortal. Immortal could be extremely important in this next one, seeing as Warpath will, Iga will be looking to come into this one keen with their ultimates. So it's going to be interesting to see how this next fight breaks down.
Well, to me, you've got that Immortal keeping you alive through all the damage coming out from Bitey's Hexafire and Awry's Dragon Punch, but you got to remember that if Evil Mojo hits onto Fernando, so it actually polymorphs Smidgen, then that Immortal will be unable to be popped, and there could be win potential for that skirmish from Eager. But immediately, a great blast shot by Cassie actually knocks all of Eager up and around. We're going to see everybody get onto the point on the side of Warpath Gaming, but they're going to be trapped all together right now. Eager throw a chicken out and doesn't seem to connect onto anybody right there. The kills are coming through as Bitey does manage to pick up one. Bitey's going to look for a second, not going to find anybody, is going to find Rude on the backside of that, and Eager starts to take point control for the first time so far this game.
Eager Nomster right there doing work just in the back line, not able to find the kill onto Rude, but keeps Rude so busy that the damage just isn't coming out from him. And the rest of the team, despite not really showing anything flashy, they pick up the kills they need to. Eager take point control, 72 right now, slowly ticking up, getting closer and closer. 92 is going to tick over, no one to contest this one, and Eager take the first point of the game for them.
I'm a little bit surprised at that, actually. I'm surprised that Warpath didn't just rush straight back into the point, because they had Smidgen's Immortal, stolzey's Megatar, and doesupz Hexafire all on the board, as well as Rude now has Scout active. And you can see this kind of paying off in their favor right now there. Scout has been popped as the spawn camp comes through. stolzey going to pick up a triple kill on the back of that with Barak, which is a little bit unusual, but we've seen it happen a couple of times earlier in this day so far. Awry under a lot of fire now will be able to get out of the range of Smidgen on that Fernando quite easily, but Warpath putting up such a devastating spawn camp right now. It's going to be very difficult for Eager to break. Tattle, how did Eager kind of go about breaking this kind of spawn camp?
It's all about making a good flank here, but that's hard to do without being spotted out. Megatar was popped. That's going to push everyone back for a little while. It does look like they will be going down. Good evil mojo to protect Smidgen there. Keeps him alive. And actually, it looks like he'll make it out scot-free on this. Still doesn't die. And Reptile in the back still gets taken down. Despite getting Smidgen so low. Rude as well dropped to the inch of his life. They don't find any of those kills. Payload was pushed out of the choke point, however. They managed to get some ground at least. doesupz still causing issues in the back, finds that kill, and then there we go. Warpath pushing forwards. They find the frags they need to. Dragon Punch coming out. Oh, just slides past the members of Warpath there, not connecting to anyone, but the distraction was enough. ShadeeyShades finds one onto SuhhhKyle. Reptile finds Rude as well. And whilst everyone's back is turned, Eager take the chance. They find the kills. They're pushing up onto the high ground now, but doesupz, he shuts it down. Awry taken out. Reptile and Shades pushing forwards. The payload still going out, but there's no Fernando to hold it. Smidgen, he's going to be able to hold them off of that.
So Nomster now very, very deep into the base of Warpath, as the payload push has kind of been stalled out here quite well, but there are 30 seconds left on the clock. Eager, however, getting all takes a little bit low. Bitey does manage to pick up a kill, but now the Scout ultimate comes out of Rude once more. That's going to put the pressure onto Eager and also reveal all of them. There we go. ShadeeyShades finally taken down by stolzey there, able to be scouted out by that Scout ultimate, of course. And now the payload contest is going through, but due to the respawn proximity of Warpath's spawn compared to the conversion point where the payload is close to now, they have a slight advantage. The payload's likely going to go into overtime as Immortal is popped on the side of Eager, but I think with the respawn pressure coming out from the side of Warpath, that it might... Where was that?
Yeah, no one on the payload. Just as overtime was ticking through, Smidgen finds the kill onto Nomster, takes him down, and I think they're expecting him to live a few more moments after that Immortal, but timing just wasn't there.
I'm shocked by that. I thought Eager would be able to at least take it into overtime, and we saw a great expect rate explosion, knocking two members of Warpath actually down into the ranks of Eager, but it looked like Eager kind of backed off to chase those kills a little bit and gave themselves up a potential conversion. Now, Warpath leading only by 1 point right now. We do have win potential for Warpath if they capture this point and convert the payload, but Eager need at least 2 more captures and 1 more successful defense to do just the same, so the pressure's on for them.
Yeah, and Scout being popped by Rude there means the damage increase will start to come through. Bitey with a Hexafire, but he gets shut down already by Rude. He finds that first kill of the engagement. stolzey and the rest of the team, they take down Nomster. Dragon Punch comes in onto Awry. He finds that kill. Now trying to fall back, taken very low. Great shield from Reptile. Keeps his team safe, but he's got to be careful. Too far forwards. Rude snipes him straight out of the air. Disengage comes through onto ShadeeyShades. Keeps him away. They turn their attention onto Awry in the back, but Shades, he's not going to allow them to get away free on that one. Awry goes down. stolzey as well was dropped. The fight's still going on. Shades, SuhhhKyle taken very low in the 1v1 with Shades across the way. doesupz, however, he slides his way in, takes that kill. Now they're looking for the kill onto Smidgen, but looks like Nomster going to be able to contest that one. Point is now 75 to Warpath. Mega turret popped on the point. Tanked up by Smidgen. He's taken very low, however. Takes down Reptile just in time. He's going to live in this. Takes down Awry as well. And there goes Nomster as well. Going to be the point going over to Warpath.
After a very little contest from Eager right there, we saw a great Dragon Punch come through, does connect onto one priority target being the Ruckus. But one thing I just want to point out in that last point fight engagement is we saw Bitey get into a prime position, start to dish out some damage, and just get evaporated by doesupz. And doesupz is running Wrecker in his build, as well as Proximity Force. So since he was quite close to Bitey, he's dealing increased damage. And Bitey's extra shield, I mean Warden 2 granting his emitter shield an extra 500 health, just doesn't seem to be having any kind of impact on keeping him alive in these engagements.
Yeah, they're not really able to stay alive in this one, and despite them being so held out, and this I think is where this Cassie pick is coming through as well. In the drawn out engagements, you can sit back and just tap away with that Cassie. Deals so much damage just in comparison to the damage that a Drogos can pull off, which is a lot more burst and front loaded, especially with that Dragon Punch. Rude and SuhhhKyle take down Awry. Rude loses his life for that. Immortals popped on the payload to cancel out that Hexafire. Beautifully done. They pick up Bitey as well. Evil Mojo comes through onto 2. But I think SuhhhKyle's probably going to fall in that one. Awry picks that up, and the rest of Warpath, they're going to be forced back.
High ground control. Monster's up there. He's looking to take it for his team. Payload's going to be stalled out for a second, but it is past the clifftop choke point. Now we could see pushes coming through either on that high ground on the clifftops or through the caves right there onto the little wooden balcony. Awry's going to stand up on that area, able to get up very easily as Drogos and just sort of zone out the enemy team. Also in prime position for expectorates, but look out as down the flanking spot, SuhhhKyle comes down that shorter pathway towards the base, but it's quickly spotted out by Reptile, kept at bay.
High ground control right now. Look how deep they've gone. There's a Hexafire from inside their own base. doesupz wipes Awry off the face of the face of Glacier Keep, looking for another. Rude goes too far forwards. He's picked up for his aggression by Shades. They're trying to hold the inside of the base because stolzey, he's so
Dragon
far
Punch from
forwards.
Awry.
Wipe him down as well. There comes the Dragon Punch, not able to connect, but doesupz goes down anyway. Bitey does get taken out by SuhhhKyle, but it's not going to be enough. 10 seconds left on this one. Just SuhhhKyle and Smidgen left. That's one of them down. SuhhhKyle knocked away by the Expector. Has to shield up to stay alive, and I don't think anyone will get on the payload in time to push it into overtime. Smidgen goes down. It is good from the side of Eager.
And I was really disappointed to see that Dragon Punch not hit. But actually, you know that Hexafire from the high ground that you mentioned just beforehand as a Hexafire comes out of Eager's own base? We saw a Dragon Punch being charged there. Awry was getting ready to take out one of those high-value targets, and it was actually wiped out before the ultimate triggered, meaning that his charge was still retained, able to get back into the fight a little bit quicker. But now, going into the next game, we've got burn cards coming out on each side. Reptile, the only player. No, there we go. 3 cards across the board for everybody. Eager favoring Life Rip a little bit more than Cauterize here. 2 pickups of Cauterize on the side of Warpath Gaming compared to just the 1. Interestingly enough, on Nomster, the tank Fernando on the side of Eager. I wonder how that will play out for them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it does, but it doesn't really matter if an evil mojo like that comes out from the side of Warpath. They just wipe them out. Nomster pops the Immortal and everyone just says, okay mate, see ya, they all just leave, go away. Gets onto ShadeeyShades. Nomster cleaned back up once he's finally done with his piece. And Warpath, they take control.
Likely to be game right here as only 2 points left to win. Eager can have the respawns come through, but look who's heading them off the pass. Smidgen is able to keep them stalled there for just a moment. Dragon Punch does come through, doesn't connect him to SuhhhKyle, does connect him to SuhhhKyle just at the last moment. A great upward sweep coming through from Awry, the Drogos player on the side of Eager. There's a Hexafire coming out from Bitey in the tunnels, looking to drop damage. There's a Hexafire in response from doesupz. doesupz is going to find the kill onto Bitey. ShadeeyShades is going to pick up doesupz in response, but nobody on Eager is back on the point. Actually, they are, and it's being contested just for a second, but they have to hold this down, and Warpath have have all the time in the world to wait for respawns to come through and look for the retake.
Rude is just tapping away. Immortals popped by Smidgen to keep them up, whilst Rude still just tapping away. Smidgen finally goes down. Rude trying to find the kill onto Shades, but he's chasing him down. Great Evil Mojo comes down aggressively onto SuhhhKyle, keeps him away from it. 63 on the capture point right now. Reptile going forwards aggressively onto Rude. He finally finds the kill with the help of Bitey. That's one down in this, and the rest of Eager have point control. doesupz and the rest from behind. Eager take the payload, they take the capture point, and they're going to be able to keep the dream alive, and it's 7-7.
Managing to actually equalize the points right there, despite being at such a deficit through most of the game, but holding those defenses has really kept them in it so far. No shutout like we saw earlier with Kangana versus Warpath, and actually at this point it could go either way. Eager, I'm not sure if they'll be willing to burn all of their ultimates on this payload conversion, because whilst it would grant them the capture point, they do have that expectorate win potential coming out from Awry. You've got to remember that the next capture point itself will win the game for either side, even if a successful defense comes through. So maybe they're not going to hedge all their bets on this offensive push with the payload. And indeed, that looks like it might be the better decision, as doesupz picks up a triple kill there, going for a quadra kill. doesupz picks up the quadra kill, wiping out all of Eager. That's a complete reset, as the respawns are only just going to start to come through, and a very dominant defense coming out from Warpath Gaming.
Oh, so close to picking out Bitey for the pentakill there as well. Doesn't manage to find the last few shots as Bitey gets away, licking his wounds in the background, and Warpath holding it very aggressive. Evil Mojo comes down, but that's only onto one, not really the targets he wanted either. doesupz finds the delayed pentakill onto Reptile very late, but he finds that anyway. The rest of the team, they're going for a flank right now, but the Smidgen and SuhhhKyle able to answer for it, hold them off for the moment. Kyle's got to run away, keep himself safe. There's the scout coming out with a fatal sign. Bitey pops the Hexafire, actually. He takes down Smidgen as well as SuhhhKyle. It looks like Eager, they want to try and push forwards with this one, but Warpath, they're not going to let them so easily. Here comes the Dragon Punch. That goes onto Rude, takes him down. It's just Reptile left on the defense for this. Eager, they're pushing forwards.
What a play coming out there from Awry, able to take out Rude. Finally, a dominant Cassie plague being ended for just a second, but it's not enough. The payload has once again been stalled out, as no members from Eager have actually grouped up on it. There's a chicken popped up on the top side, as the payload has been once again rejoined by Reptile and the rest of Eager, as they're looking to actually close this out with a successful conversion rather than pushing through. Nomster does pop Immortal, going to keep himself alive, but Smidgen happy to sit there and contest, and Rude just ducking in and out of cover right now. There's the barricade going up, able to just barrage Eager, and that might put Eager in a very awkward spot, as their ultimates are nowhere near fully charged right now, whereas we have two ultimates fully charged on the side of Warpath Gaming right now. And it all comes down to this next capture point.
Yeah, and Eager, they go all in, but it's not going to work out for them, and now they're in a tough situation. Hexafire and Immortal ready on the side of Warpath as the next point will come through.
Burn cards coming out for all members of either teams right now. A full sweep across the board. 3 wreckers picked up on each side. No, 4 wreckers picked up on each side. Once again, 2 cauterizers picked up on the side of Warpath Gaming. Going to give them that healing advantage. Make sure those life rips, 4 indeed picked up on the side of 4 life rips picked on the side of Eager. So those will be completely shut down if ticked by either doesupz or stolzey. And let's see how it all plays out, as the final point of the game will be Waterfall right here. High ground control initially going to the side, by the looks of things, actually, of Warpath Gaming.
Oh, Hexafire comes out from doesupz, though. Doesn't manage to get any kills with it, but a lot of damage dealt out. Gotta be careful the return kills, however. Smidgen taken very low. Just about gets that Immortal with the skin of his teeth. doesupz finds Awry. Bitey finally cleans it up, but the kills are coming through. There's 2 for the side of Warpath. He's returned onto stolzey, but ShadeeyShades, Evil Mojo onto him. He's not gonna last. Nomster goes down to dousupz as well, and Warpath, they take the Warpath to victory in this point, it looks like.
Eager does have chance to come back on, but they're all staggered. Let's just take a look at the ultimate charges. Awry sitting there with Dragon Punch up and available, maybe charge going onto the point. If you're going to go for a priority pick, it's either got to be Rude or Ruckus, but Ruckus going to be the one who is able to dodge the least. I expect that to come through, but nothing actually charged right now.
Oh, Dragon Punch.
Go for it. Yes.
Ooh,
No. Misses everybody.
doesn't connect it. Rude shuts him down straight away as well. SuhhhKyle on the point trying to do what he can. There's the Hexa fire from Bitey. Does pick up the 2 kills they need right there. Rude still firing away. There's the scout. Bitey taken very low. Doesn't get that emitter off. That's a huge shield from his build as well. Now SuhhhKyle up, Shades up in the high ground trying to deal with Rude. Trying to keep him busy. 65. It's ticking up for the side of Eager. Reptile falls, however. A great expectorate onto Bitey pushes him out of his nest. But Reptile, he's still down. They've got no barrack on this one to hold. Awry finds Rude in the end. He's going to go down. Shades firing from above, trying to deal the damage they need. Awry picks up a double kill. He's looking for the triple. He gets shut down though. Shades and Bitey, they come into this one. Kyle's taken very low. He's going for the 1v1. He can't find it. Smidgen goes down. And Eager to come back in this game. And what a game! Eager take it back from Warpath in what was looking like a very one-sided game of the series.
Nothing but defense is all out, but Eager managing to figure out Warpath right at the end in a very, very extended final capture point fight, neck and neck, all the way up right to that final moment. But Eager with that high ground advantage, we saw ShadeeyShades just able to dish out so much damage from that vantage point, and that is very, very well reflected in his damage stat. Look at it on the scoreboard right now, sitting at 92,000, almost 93,000, only topped in the entire game. Once again, and I'm surprised by this, it's Rude on Cassie who just goes completely unchecked and out of range of most champions from throughout most of the game.
And the thing that I'm finding weird here is that, you know, you're seeing ShadeeyShades takes 92k on the side of Eager. You know, Pip, we see that a lot, sure. Awry, he was definitely the biggest threat of the game. 80k, he's taking a lot. He pulled his team through hard by the skin of their teeth in that last fight. And then you look on the other side of things, they don't just have Rude doing 97k and Kyle doing 84. doesupz, 86k. stolzey, 88k. All of the side of Warpath dealing so much damage. And Eager somehow come back into that game and take it right at the last second.
Well, you know what? If I had to bet on why all that damage is coming out from Warpath, we saw 4 Wrecker pickups right at the beginning from them. They've been running this Kangana-style 4 Wrecker comp all the way through. And when you're coming up against that, what is it? So Bitey's got a 1500 health shield every 8 seconds, and you're just knocking that down time after time with your double damage weapon attacks to that shield. You're going to be stacking it up so much. And don't forget, you've also got a Fernando and a Barrack on each team. So that's where all that stat pad damage comes out. It's against the damage shielded. But look at this. More damage shielded, actually, by stolzey, especially 213k, kept at bay, keeping his team safe in this neck and neck race. But alas, not quite enough as Eager do take the first victory. Next map up will be Temple Ruins. Tattle, do you have any thoughts on what might come out in compositions for that match?
I mean, I don't know. As much as Awry was a monster on that Drogos, I don't think Drogos will do as well as a Cassie pick would do on this next map on Temple Ruins. So, you know, I'm favoring the NA meta. That sounds so weird to say, you know. I cannot believe I am saying this.
We've already established in a Real Talk episode that you're a traitor, right? So we know that you're an honorary American right now, so it's okay. You're allowed to say that.
I'm favoring the NA meta here with the Cassie pickup in the counter to the Fernando over the Drogos. But I'm favoring that especially on Temple Ruins because I think it does a lot better. It's on top of that, Cassie can do so much work against that Drogos because whilst your shots are actually, you know, they are projectiles, they're not hit scan. The speed at which they travel is effectively a lot better than a lot of the other characters, and you can deal with Drogos in the air a lot better than others. So, you know, I really do feel like Eager, they might consider a Cassie pickup here.
And that kind of takes on the role of Kinessa, I just want to say, because whilst Kinessa has that long-range burst damage, and we saw that really favored on Temple Ruins, especially by D69 in the set versus Torpedo and the sets versus Death and Taxes. Yesterday, I kind of feel like Cassie almost takes on that role as she has more consistent damage over time and has that little bit of a boost to her and is less susceptible to Sky as well. So I doubt as long as these Cassie picks are coming through and there's no risk of Kinessa that we're going to see any Sky play from North America. But that will be it from us for now. Join us in just about 3 minutes for Eager versus Warpath Game 2 on Temple Ruins. Welcome back, champions of the realm. It is game 2 of Eager versus Warpath, and after a nail-biter finish, Eager do take that first game, leading them to be 1-0 versus Warpath Gaming. Coming to this next map, Temple Ruins, we have a bit of a switch around champion rise. On the left-hand side of your scoreboard, we do have Eager, of course, ShadeeyShades this time on Ruckus, Reptile on Barrack, Nomster still on that Fernando, but Bitey back on the Cassie, which we know him for, and Awry keeping that Drogos in play. Tadler, who do we have on the right-hand side?
We've got the side of Warpath, of course. They're going for the run back. They know that they feel like they can take this with their same old composition, which, you know, I do think they performed well in that last game despite not taking it. But this change out, right? I mean, I understand the Cassie coming through. Awry still on that Drogos. He was a monster. But I find it odd that they subbed out Pip rather than Fernando, right? Because, I mean, you have to keep in the Barrack, because swapping that out just won't work.
Right, it's Barrack, you have a shield.
Keep in the Drogos, because that was working.
Yep.
Ruckus, I mean, arguably Ruckus is still doing great. You need that ultimate really to win the fights.
Right.
The thing that is not really needed if you're going to put Cassie in the composition as well as the Drogos is the Fernando, because you can then play a full ranged composition. And I mean, maybe it's just showing that Eager are not either prepared or practiced in going on a ranged composition, or maybe they know something else, but they decide to swap out the Pip, and they effectively swap out one high damage character for a slightly more high damage character, right? There is slightly less impact. You have slightly less utility for just a bit more damage. So I don't think it's really going to have a great impact on this game, but fights coming out.
Well, you know what is having an impact actually is ShadeeyShades as he pops Hexafire. ShadeeyShades actually sits around the corner. He is actually, he had the Hexafire blocked by just the corner of the Temple Ruins pillar, but forced out and squeezed by the rest of Eager. All of Warpath have to rotate around the corner, and they just run straight into it. Easy triple kill right there.
And that is why the choice between Ruckus, Fernando, and Pip, you do not replace the Ruckus, especially in that composition, because Shades, he goes off huge, picks up that triple kill. The fight's coming back in as they try to go for the retake. Awry killed doesupz in the back. Here comes the Dragon Punch. Does connect onto SuhhhKyle. Dies in the same time, however. He goes down, trades his life in that one, and the rest of the fight going through looks like Warpath retaking.
Reptile has a barricade up for just a moment. He's going to be able to drop some shots in from high, but he's pressured from 2 different angles right now. He's trying to get Smidgen off the point, but that's a Barrack dealing with a Fernando right there. Does have to run away, as well as the Ruckus pick on the side of Warpath comes back in.
As well on the background. Rude's going to win that because Bitey rolls in way too aggressively. And as well as this, the difference in builds. Bitey, he's running that exaction build.
Right, so Exaction 4, Bitey has picked that card up. First shot after exiting dodge roll deals 60% additional damage. Enticement 4, instantly reduce dodge roll's cooldown by 6 seconds if your first weapon attack after rolling hits a target. So it's a very mobile Cassie player. On the other side, we're actually seeing Rude go to that Cassie build of Big Game 4, which you saw last game in Fatal Sign 4. So just based around pure percentage damage increases right there. So really just going to be that long-range sort of turret Cassie as opposed to the hypermobile, maybe assassin Cassie. And just like last game, Warpath Gaming taking that first point, but defense coming out from Eager quite well so far.
And I mean, this is what I don't think I like about this Cassie pick. Bitey's going for a very aggressive, close-ranged fighting Cassie, but that doesn't work when the other team has a Fernando, right? And that's why this Fernando isn't too bad if you're going to run Cassie this way. Because, again, you're not going for that ranged comp, you're going for a close-ranged fighting comp, which, I mean...
You need a brawling partner, should we say. You need something you can flank around with. This Cassie is designed to be a flanker. Designed to be able to get up into the backline, be able to deal a lot of harassment, roll around, and doing that with a partner makes it so much easier than trying to do it alone.
Nomster's just running right into the face of Bitey and just mowing him down, and the Hexafire coming through from doesupz. That takes down Bitey. Isn't able to get the anti-air flak onto Awry, and he shuts him down with the dragon, with the rocket launcher shots there. Eager holding doing a good defense right now on Temple Ruins, holding the side of Warpath back, not allowing that payload to roll up into the base and get the explosion off. 35 seconds left on this one, so it looks like Smidgen contesting the point. Mega turret popped by stolzey. That picks up Nomster in the back, shoots him down. Just now, Reptile and Bitey, as well as the rest of the team of Eager, trying to do what they can. But
Reptile's
Warpath,
wiped out.
they're
Respawn coming through.
pushing
Dragon
forwards.
Punch, hold that thought as Awry goes up into the air. Does manage to hit onto... Oh, nobody actually immune by the dodge roll. But here's ShadeeyShades in the backline. Does manage to kill one with Hexafire. Gets quickly wiped out. The Immortal comes out from Smidgen as well. But Nomster's back on the payload. Able to stall it out for just a second. And the respawns absolutely must come in from Eager right now if they want to hold. But stolzey with a double kill is able to pick up 2 right there. Reptile about to fall as well. And that will be a successful payload conversion. 4 points to 0. Initially lead Warpath over Eager.
And that play was deceptively incredible from Rude there. He used the dodge roll to roll into the Dragon Punch, so
Right.
it's still connected, but dodge roll actually has invulnerability frames on it. You are immune to all damage during the dodge roll, so despite being hit by a Dragon Punch, which is a one-shot kill, Bitey was immune to the damage and didn't even die from it. Not Bitey, Rude. Rude shuts down the Dragon Punch so hard there, catches it for a teammate. Incredible play coming forwards from him.
So next capture point has spawned at Sanctuary, the midpoint of Temple Ruins map. Smidgen going to go and sniff out the flank coming out from Eager, as well as Rude now heading around there as well to put the pressure on. Initial point control going to the side of Eager, but they're going to be slowly forced out and poked down by all of Warpath. They stay in that same position. Round from the background does actually come doesupz, and doesupz does have a Hexafire ready. We could see it popped right here, but he's sniffed out by Nomster. Doesn't really want to waste that just on the Fernando tanky champion. And Awry sitting up the top in Temple Ruins right now, was sitting up on some high ground there, able to help keep that area control with those expectorate explosions in the favor of Eager, and they take a commanding lead right now on this first initial capture point.
Bitey and Awry, all about them in that fight. Awry keeping them busy on the back with that aerial harassment, and Bitey just being unkillable, baiting them back into his turrets, finding the kills as well, doing a great job right now.
And a completely different turn of events from the first capture point we saw earlier on that Temple Ruins point. Awry does charge up Dragon Punch. He goes in, immediately takes out Smidgen. That's going to open up the passage for all of Eager to start pushing through and push this payload right up towards the base. Nomster goes in. Nomster's going for the double kill. Nomster gets the double kill, heals up with that health nugget. Now the payload's just being slowly escorted. We should see the respawn coming through from a Smidgen right now, but Tattle, what a play.
I mean, it's all about getting those nuggets, man.
Of course.
Nomster, he's hungry for them as well, as he's looking for another kill up in the barricades, up in the battlements. Now chasing onto stolzey. Megaturret is popped. Nomster's gonna tank all of that up with the shield. The payload is being contested by the rest of the team. doesupz and Rude have done the damage in the background. Immortal's popped by Nomster, but there's none of his team there to pick up the kills from it. Bitey does find a roll onto doesupz, snipes him out, but he's all alone now, taken down by stolzey.
We're in a very similar predicament to the last payload push, which came round on the side of Warpath. Let's take a look in and see if Eager have any different strats, maybe for pushing their way in. We can see Awry's gone up into some high ground, but is sniffed out by Rude and SuhhhKyle. Is going to be pressured now also by stolzey, in a lot of trouble, is forced to disengage. There's a Hexafire coming out from doesupz actually on the backside. Does take down ShadeeyShades. Hexafire keeps on piling into Nomster, but there are 2 barricades in the way. doesupz now falls to reptiles, as Hexafire just leaves him exposed, but Warpath are holding so well. But no, Awry on the backside. 1 versus 2 ends up with a double kill.
Awry 1 versus 3 because Nomster was actually there with him. Not actually Nomster, it was Smidgen was there with him, with the team, trying to fight him, and he still wins that 1 versus 3, finding the double kill as soon as Smidgen leaves. Payload pushing up. There's the Immortal. Dragon Punch not connecting onto Rude, but now the 1v1 coming through. Bitey taken down. Rude finds that 1v1, not gonna get him there. Nomster does charge through, clothesline Smidgen, takes him down. stolzey finds one onto Reptile, but it looks like the members of Eager are falling. 15 seconds left. Nomster the only one left, and it looks like Warpath going to make a good defense.
Yeah, no chance to take it over to overtime is Nomster, and all of Eager going to start to disengage right now as they realize without that Fernando tank, they have no chance of kind of pushing through and keeping that in overtime, even with the expectorate explosions coming through from Awry. So they'll concede that, they'll head back into the next capture point and stack up some burn cards. And yeah, let's talk a little bit more about burn cards right now. So what do you expect to be seeing coming out? Because we talked about how much the blast shield counters Cassie quite hard at the moment, but I'm only seeing, there we go, there's a second and a third finally picked up on the side of Eager. Do we expect to see more coming out on Warpath, maybe?
I mean, so this Fernando, I don't think is really doing that much.
Which
in
one?
terms of shielding on the side of Eager.
Okay.
It's really the threats coming through from Awry that is the issue here. So I'd prefer to see more cards picked up to counter the Drogos more on this, as well as Reptile possibly. Some Wrecker pickups, not some Wrecker, some Bulldozer pickups might be great to see here against the Barrack, because Reptile's doing a lot of work against him, but actually ShadeeyShades, he's starting to do the work as the Hexafire coming through. That looks like the Mega Turret pop from stolzey shuts him down. Bitey finds the 1v1 versus Rude. It's currently 2 kills to 1, and Eager, they're starting to push forwards against the side of Warpath. Chicken comes through, Evil Mojo. That keeps SuhhhKyle safe, but he has to mount up and leave straight away. It looks like they're giving over control for now. Smidgen goes down. Eager, they take control for the moment at Warpath. They're starting to regroup and push back in. They don't have their Fernando tank on this one. SuhhhKyle
on the back line. Awry charges
Awry with the Dragon Punch onto Rude takes him down.
That was nice. That was a perfect play right there. Rude, one of these players which has been so much of a thorn in the side of Eager. Awry sitting in some tall grass, does hide around the corner, but is taken out by SuhhhKyle. Eager retained control of the capture point, though, thanks to that kill, as Rude is very much a priority pickoff for them. He's the more difficult target to hit compared with Fernando, but definitely one which can be just as devastating. Reptile takes out SuhhhKyle mid-air. doesupz answers back with a kill on the ShadeeyShades, but Reptile with a triple kill right there. Without a mega turret, was that good grief, Reptile? Stop going off on one. We can't handle it right now, as Rude is being chased down the backline by Nomster, likely to fall here in only just a matter of seconds.
Yeah, just the last one left on this one. Nomster chasing down Rude, does find the kill onto him. Smidgen, he's trying to get Reptile, but not able to find it. The bowling ball shield comes out. Mega turret just to clean that one up. Awry finds the kill onto Smidgen. Objective taken. Eager find it.
So Bowling Ball's a very interesting card, and he just remarked on that on Reptile, and I was looking at it going, that's an awfully big shield which Reptile is running with Bowling Ball. He's running Bowling Ball 3, granting him a 600 health shield during rocket boots and for 4 seconds afterwards. And we rarely see this picked up by a lot of Barrack players. We see it picked up in much smaller increments, maybe as an afterthought common card for a little bit of extra survivability. But even despite all of the Wrecker pickups on the side of Warpath Gaming, is just able to keep him alive so well.
stolzey with a great mega turret there, shuts down Shades, doesn't allow him to get anything off there. I think he had his ultimate up as well at the time, and takes him out of the fight, not allowing him to do anything. They're shutting them down, keeping them locked in this choke point. Bitey does find one onto doesupz, so that's going to give them a bit of room to work with, but he goes over aggressive and is shut down by stolzey. Nomster very low as well as Reptile, but they're starting to make some movement here, starting to show signs of life on this payload. Reptile still very low, does have that barricade, and Awry in the base, meanwhile, he takes down Rude, now trying to find the kill onto SuhhhKyle as well. Doesn't manage to find it, but I think he's caused enough of a distraction. He gets taken down, but the payload has rolled its way up past the first choke point. Now they're starting to fight this one out. Warpath trying to commit to this. Bitey finds doesupz though. He rolls forwards. He's looking for another immortal on the payload from both sides. Smidgen's the first to fall, however. Nomster finds that. Bitey's still rolling forwards. He's hit by the evil mojo, but he's still alive after finding stolzey. They push forwards. Eager find Kyle as well. Shades finds Rude. They're pushing for this conversion, and they're gonna find it. No contest.
6-5 points now lead Eager. What a turn of events, cancelling out the earlier conversion points brought by Warpath in that first capture point, and Eager with their dominant point control right now look like they're not going to be so easily shut down. I mean, Warpath still very much in the race. They do have win potential off if they win this payload, if they win this capture point and the next payload conversion, sitting at 5 points right now, but it's more of an uphill battle. Eager only need to win 1 capture point and 1 defense to win. Let's see how it'll play out as burn cards picked up across the board. 3 blast shields? No, 4 blast shields on the side of Eager. Not taking Rude lightly anymore, especially with that big game and fatal sign build right there. stolzey's going to pick up a wrecker and cauterize as well. It's interesting to see how all these barracks are picking up cauterize. Maybe it's because of the easy application, but it just doesn't seem as effective to me as it otherwise might be.
Yeah, and doesn't seem to be working out, but at the moment, fight going in the Sanctuary. The Hexafire comes through, but no kills. Hexafire returned on the other side, but again, no kills coming out from that, and Eager, they're cleaning up. That's 3 for them already. Rude taken very low as well. Awry pushes forward. He finds the double, looking for the triple. Bitey steals it away, hits the shot, rolls forwards, and that's control going over to Eager.
Only this capture point left, potentially, for Eager to get before they're in win position right now. And the respawns, whilst they're coming through from Warpath, we do see that Smidgen's gone around the backside looking to just contest the capture point. It's probably going to get onto it just a second. There's the shield, supported by doesupz. We can see that shots are flying into the air, trying to keep Awry at bay, but Awry's just going to stay up on this high ground, dropping shots down, although Warpath, they successfully recapture the point. Let's see if Eager have any answer for this right now.
Evil Mojo dropped on Awry just to try and take him down, and it's worked out. As well as that, the kills on the front side of things go in their favor. doesupz with a double kill.
Warpath taking a commanding lead on the capture point right now. They're about to Eager's commanding lead. They're about to equal it up. It's going to be 85 to 85 any second right now. Bitey the only one left to contest, but somebody has to make it onto the capture point. I don't think they're going to do it, even though Dragon Punch has been charged by Awry. Does go in. Rude manages to get the dodge roll off. Does manage to escape the Dragon Punch as well. That's going to be a very important ultimate down for this payload defense, but rapidly charged back up again. But stolzey picks up Reptile. That's no barrack on the defense right now. Bitey's able to dodge roll away. ShadeeyShades forced to retreat right out as the damage starts coming through from Rude as well. And Eager once again set up for defense, and this is win position for Warpath Gaming right here. All they need is this payload conversion to win, but at the same time, if Eager defend and get the next capture point, well, it all comes down to that.
All down to this next capture point. If this defense can go through, it'll even up to 7 to 7 for both sides right now. However, payload is pushing through. This can be match point. In fact, this would even things up if Warpath can take it here to 1-1, but Eager, they're shutting this down. Bitey finds Rude as well in the base. Shade's trying to do what he can. Nomster finds Smidgen on the payload, and SuhhhKyle, he's taken down by Reptile too.
And that barrack rifle, I mean, we don't give it enough credit. It deals 350 damage. It's got a lower rate of fire than Cassie's bow. It's got 350 damage on it right there. That's only 25 less than Cassie. Still enough to take blast shields. But the projectile speed is so fast that it feels almost like you're using a hit scan weapon. At times, it's so easy to hit. And maybe that's why we have cauterize application coming from barrack at other times, just because of that easy to hit weapon attack. Now SuhhhKyle in a lot of fires can be taken down. ShadeeyShades going to net a double kill there on this defense. There's a minute left, and the payload is sitting at the primary choke point, the major base choke point of Temple Ruins right now. We see that all of the payloads will converge on this same spot, no matter what capture point they spawn from, and it's here which Eagle look to mount their final defense, as Warpath only have one last chance really to try and push this through.
Warpath now going for that final chance to try and end things out here. It looks like they'll hold on to their ultimates, but actually, as I say that, Rude, he's popped the scout. The damage will come through. Evil Mojo as well. Mega turret popped. It looks like Warpath, they want to end things here. Immortal comes out as well to try and block any damage, but there's nothing actually coming through. Doesn't matter though. stolzey finds the double. Awry evens it out with his own double. Finds Kyle and dousupz. Nomster finds Rude, and they push too far forwards. Awry shuts it down. He finds stolzey too. He's looking for the quadra kill on the payload as well, trying to take down Smidgen. Not able to find it, but that's the defense held from Eager, and ouch, those ultimates ready as well. This is going to be painful.
This is going to be chaos on the side of Warpath Gaming, as only that Hexafire available for doesupz, and doesupz really their last-ditch effort at kind of holding down this capture point. It depends on what it spawns on. As we've seen, good point control coming out from Warpath on both the midpoint and both the Sunken City point on the left-hand side of the mini-map. But both of those points have been claimed by Eager at various different times in this match. And What do you think, Tuttle? Does it come down to a good flank from doesupz, or is it just a case of maybe waiting out that initial burst from all of Eager's ultimates and looking for the retake afterwards?
It's all about the ultimates from doesupz here. He's got to get a good Hexafire off, but Nomster, if I was him, I'd be looking for that Ruckus actively, getting the shield off, getting the Immortal through.
Absolutely.
And first fight, here it comes. Awry up in the air. Nomster going very aggressive onto Nomster, onto doesupz, right into his face. Does get disengaged away, but the rest of the fight coming through. Looks like Kyle's got a good flank off, as well as the scout coming out that's going to increase the damage. Immortal from Nomster in the back, just trying to keep himself alive whilst he keeps the rest of the team busy. Awry swaps in, good expectorate to keep him away and save his teammate. Reptile finds the first kill onto Kyle. Now the ultimates starting to charge up for Warpath. They need to find these kills, but they're all so low right now.
Oh, and Nomster going into the backline as well.
Nomster not able to find the kill, but he stays alive. Awry finds stolzey. It's just Smidgen left on this as the Hexafire comes out. Nomster finds Rude in the back. He's looking for another, but he's close all around. Awry now in this one, trying to find one onto doesupz. One shot, two shot. There's one kill for him. He's looking for the double. Can't manage to find it just yet. Does find the hell nuggets, but the point, that's actually already over. Eager take the game.
And it's all down right there, right at the end to Awry going in, going absolutely ham, and really just delaying Warpath so much that despite the push right at the end, the mount up, they don't get to the capture point in time. And Eager knock out Warpath Gaming in a 2-0 victory. Second seed does beat out seed 3. No upsets like Europe, which we saw yesterday. And they will advance to face off against Kingana in the next set coming up after the break. But let's take a look at the post-game scoreboard before we go any further. Tattle, any thoughts coming into this?
I mean, Eager, they clutched it back despite being so far behind in the first game and despite some shaky moments in the second game.
They got 4-0'd. They got 4-0'd right at the start.
Yeah, they managed to just come back in both games and take it over and just, yeah, Eager doing great job.
Fantastic work coming out from all players. However, you can see a lot of damage shielded on both sides, a lot of damage coming out from both sides, but Eager with the better control right there. And Awry, this time, a lot more dominant on that Drogo's pick, sitting at 22, 10, and 19. Bitey, despite that Rolly build making him very, very versatile, ends up with one of the lower damage scores on the side of the team. Only really, well, let's say, I think he's sitting there at third. So not too bad as a Fernando below him and a Barrack below him, which you kind of expect. But Awry, really the star of the show right there for me. I mean, those dragon punches that connected onto Rude really helped clutch some of the points. And look at Rude's credit score right there. I mean, only 18,000, 10, 15, and 17 read the slash line. Despite 7 solo kills, he was just getting shut down time and time again. And I think that speaks for itself. But we will be going into game number 4, the first deciding round to find out which is going to be the first team qualifying for DreamHack Summer in Sweden, of course, and that will be coming up to you in just a moment.